City News is brought to you by East Brewster Lawyers, Rotorua, celebrating 100 years of legal excellence and innovation.
Good evening, Rotorua. Tonight on City News. Fire Safety Officer Stuart Bouton says recent deaths in house fires are unacceptable and people need to hear fire safety messages. Local youth still have the chance to buy tickets for the Christmas Youth Ball, and the opening of new fishing spots around the city offers more opportunity to catch the big one. Fire Safety Officer Stuart Bouton says in the last 6 months there have been 6 fire fatalities around New Zealand, with 1 death from the Bay of Plenty. Officer Bouton says that figure is too high. He says the fire service is committed to bringing the figure down.
In a 6-month period, that's horrendous. One life is too many. We've got to reduce that number to 0.
Now that's throughout the country, it's not here in the Bay of Plenty, is it?
That's correct. One of those is a Bay of Plenty fire and death, which we're very upset about. But we're trying to get the message throughout the country and reduce that toll down.
Now we're coming up to the Christmas holidays, people will be going away, there's going to be barbecues. What's the big message you want to push for this year's summer?
With the barbecues, obviously have a good time, but being safe. Keep looking while you're cooking and don't drink and fry.
The Electoral Commission is reminding local voters to post back their voting papers for the 2013 citizens-initiated referendum. Papers need to be in the post by this Thursday, the 12th of December. The referendum asked voters the question, do you support the government selling up to 49% of Meridian Energy, Mighty River Power, Genesis Power, Solid Energy and Air New Zealand? More information about voting in the citizens-initiated referendum is available at elections.org.nz. In the district's young people still have the chance to buy tickets for Thursday night's Christmas Youth Ball. The ball has been organised by the RDC Youth Council with the aim of providing a fun and affordable Christmas event for teenagers. Youth councillors Reid Nikora and Carolyn Winters are excited about getting together with youth from all over the district.
We were in a meeting and it was our last event for the year, and so we were throwing around some ideas, and someone asked or said about the youth ball, having a youth ball.
I think it actually came up when we were talking about how we couldn't go to each other's balls, and so we all wanted to make a ball that we could all go to with all our friends from other schools.
In sport tonight, new trout fishing areas have been opened for a week with anglers reporting mixed results. However, Fish and Game Officer Anthony Van Dorp says there is plenty of opportunity to catch some big fish.
Yeah, overall it's been pretty good. It's been a little bit patchy at times, as you would expect, but a lot of very nice trout are getting caught. A lot of anglers are having a good time out there.
It means they're happy then if they're catching them.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about the streams that opened on the 1st of December, that's the Upper Nongataha, Upper Waititi and Upper Utahina. They're great opportunities for people to get out and experience what our local streams have got to offer.
To your weather update now. Tonight will be fine with westerly breezes and an overnight low of 9. Tomorrow, Wednesday, mostly sunny with westerly breezes, a high of 22 and a low of 10. And looking out to Thursday, mostly sunny with westerly breezes, a high of 24 and a low of 12. And the marine forecast for Lake Rotorua for Wednesday, variable 5 knots, southwest 10 knots developing for a time during the afternoon, with waves less than half a metre, and it looks fine. Still to come tonight on City News, Wayne Douglas catches up with Inspector Ed Vandenbroek for an update on the progress of the new police station. We find out about the weekend's carols at the museum, and we check out the giving tree it animates, as well as take a look at some of the Christmas treats available for your pet.
Well, I guess we've all driven past it so many times, backwards and forwards, and we've noticed this building behind us here that's starting to grow and starting to take shape. And it is, of course, the new Rotorua police station. And I've got Inspector Ed Vandenbroek with me at the moment, who's going to give us a bit of a rundown. Happy with the progress? It's looking quite good out there, isn't it?
Looking very good and making fast progress. Very excited about moving into the new station. We're currently split between 2 sites, and so it'd be nice to move into the station all together, all on the same roof, and working a bit closer together again.
Through conversation, Ed, you're looking at sort of April, May 2014?
That's right, yep. In about 5-6 months we'll be in there, and yeah, we'll have a big opening. We'll
be there.
Good, that's nice to see. Well, we'll do a bit of fanfare around it and invite up a few politicians, no doubt, and
cut the ribbon.
Absolutely, and we'll have we'll give it the opening it deserves, because it's going to be quite a magnificent building, and it's going to be well, certainly take up a quite large chunk of Rotorua.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, we can see the outside, and internally it's still under construction. But what sort of things are we going to see that you guys are going to be working with? It'll be a lot of the state-of-the-art stuff, maybe new cell block and things like that. What's happening?
Well, we've got the new cell block built that was built back in 2008. So we've got a 53-bed remand centre already in place. So basically what we're building here is a new office block for the Rotorua station, as well as moving our district headquarters. But what we're also putting in here is state-of-the-art interview rooms, specialist areas where we can provide appropriate victim support service to the victims that come here, because as you can imagine, the last thing you want to be is a victim of crime and not have a nice area where you can just relax and talk to the police.
And there's an element of privacy too, isn't there?
Absolutely, and that's really important, so that we provide good customer service.
It should be emphasised too that the current police station over the other side is you're not roughing it. It's actually quite nice in there.
That's right.
You're still reasonably comfortable, but looking forward to the move.
Yeah, we're definitely not slumming it, and the project director has looked after us really well and made sure that we had really nice temporary digs for the 18 months to 2 years that we were out of the main station. So we're very lucky. Yeah.
So what's the feedback among the staff at a grassroots level? Are they looking forward to the new place, new home?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's about being together again and all working under the same roof. So it's very exciting. Everybody's looking forward to it.
Sure. And another aspect that we want to talk about today is the new initiative, relatively new initiative, of having more bobbies on the beat, as it were, as they say in England, in the British Isles. But it is very, very similar to that in the sense that it's community policing at a footpath level, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And what we're finding that is, if we do put extra beat patrol in the CBD over the holiday periods, we tend to drive out the troublesome youths that can create quite an uneasy feeling in the CBD. And so we've done that. We started that on the 18th of November. We're carrying that through to just after Christmas. And we're already seeing the results of that. In fact, we're just looking at the stats yesterday, and our CBD theft, dishonesty type offending has been reduced by half.
By half?
That's
so amazing.
Fantastic results, and people appreciate us being out there. It's just all about trust and confidence, reassuring the public that we're in charge, and they can feel safe in the CBD.
I think it probably engenders a bit more of a trust too, and they can see the actual people behind the uniforms actually doing the beat thing, but also familiar faces.
That's right, and we all live in this community. Our families live here, our friends, family. So we want to make sure that the town is safe for everybody, and we see the beat staff out here at the moment. We'll see sometimes we'll see the guys out on bikes. And so we'll mix up our tactics a bit, and if you're coming into town to cause trouble, don't bother, because you're soon going to get driven out.
It ain't going to work.
It ain't going to work.
That's right. And just very, very briefly, I was just thinking on my feet in terms of the summer. You mentioned that the beat situation is part of that.
Yeah.
Obviously, the population increases drastically over the summer months. Is that going to tax you guys too much, or are you ready for it?
Well, look, we always have a large number of tourists in Rotorua because we're a tourist destination, and we're really aware of the impact that tourism crime has on the economy of Rotorua. So we place a lot of emphasis on deterring that type of offending. And everything's gone pretty well this year when it comes to tourist crime. We've had minimal reports of tourist crime, so we're confident that we're able to sustain that again over this holiday period, and everybody that wants to come down to Rotorua can feel pretty safe in our town.
Sure. Hey, keep up the good work, as we often say, and behind us here, it's literally watch this space, and we look forward to maybe May next year for the big ribbon cutting ceremony.
That'll be the one, yeah.
We'll be there, and you'll be there as well, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Thanks for your time.
Okay, thanks, Frank.
Well, some of you may recognise this location. We're upstairs at the Rotorua Museum next to a very beautiful Christmas tree and a very beautiful lady named Naomi Murgatroyd, and she's going to be telling me what this is all about. Hi, Naomi.
Hi, so this Christmas we're running our Rotorua Museum Community Christmas tree again. So we've got our lovely tree here with presents underneath, and we're inviting everybody in the community to come in, bring a present for us, and we'll be donating them all to the Wairiki Women's Refuge.
Oh, so going to some very needy women and no doubt children as well.
Yes, that's right. We love presents for children, but also for mums as well. So last year we got a bike, we got lots of toys and lots of nice smellies for the mums. It's nice to give them a little treat as well.
Why have you chosen to support Women's Refuge?
I think it's just a charity that really resonates with the community here, and also it's not one you hear about very often. It doesn't have a Christmas program collecting, so we just thought last year let's donate to a great charity, and they're wonderful people.
And let's be frank, Rotorua doesn't have the best statistics for abuse,
right.
And so women that are on the receiving end of it and the children that are involved need something like this at Christmas, don't they?
Absolutely, and it's our chance to really support those people, and Christmas is often a tough time, so we like to give a little smile on their faces.
It is absolutely a tough time, which will be made all the more better with some prezzies. Now, are there any things in particular that you think children might really like?
Well, we did have a very excited little girl who got the bike last year, so that's always really popular. Any second-hand toys as well that your kids don't want anymore, and lots of board games. I think they're always popular.
I actually love that idea. I love that idea of getting some children to give toys they don't want anymore.
Absolutely.
I think it's lovely. You give some for someone else's Christmas tree and you'll get some under yours.
Yeah, that's right.
Really nice. So where did the idea come from? You obviously did it last year, but what made you do it?
I think just really wanting the museum here to support our community. We've got a lot of supporters out there, and it's just a chance for us to give back, really. And it is the holiday season, so we're all indulging, but it is nice to be able to do something, really positive for other people.
Okay, so when can people drop off the presents, and for how long?
So you can drop them in any time. We're open 9 till 6, and we do our last drop-off on that Friday before Christmas. But if you do get any Christmas presents you don't want, we will re-gift them for you if you like.
Now, do you want them wrapped in a special way for girls or boys? Or?
You can wrap them and label them if you want to, otherwise drop them in. We've got wrapping paper, we'll do that for you, and labels as well.
Oh, yeah. Lovely. Okay, so now that I'm feeling all lovely, tell me what else is happening here over summer, because there's definitely some other exciting things.
Yeah, so in with our Christmas program, this weekend, the 14th and 15th, we've got the Rotorua District Choir performing here with their carols concert. That's gold coin entry or a present from under the tree, and all the money will go to the refuge as well. And it's basically their annual Christmas carol concert, so it's a big fun one for everybody to come and enjoy.
So who's going to be singing? Have you got any star singers coming along?
We do. There's a local girl, Alice, who's going to be our soloist. I'm pretty sure she's at JPC, and all the choir members. So that's I think about 50 people this year. It's a huge choir, yeah.
So it's actually going to be more like a concert than just a little sing-along, isn't it?
Absolutely. So it's a full concert concert program with an interval in the middle, so it is very long, but there are sing-along components, and we will give you the words, so you don't have to know the songs off by heart.
There are no solos, because if I come and I do a solo, there are going to be people crying for Christmas.
I think you probably can if you want to. I'll have a chat with the conductor for you.
Oh no, definitely. No way that was like me saying, mark me off the list now. So, what about some of the other things that you've got happening after Christmas?
Well, right through summer we are open until 6 o'clock, and we've got all of our exhibitions are open during that time. So we've got Bear Maze, which is a great one for the family to come to.
What's that about?
It's the one that was curated by the Gifted Kids program here in Rotorua, and it's about patterns, and it's very hands-on, so you can make all sorts of kind of different things. It's really fun, very distracting for the staff going up there. Yeah.
And anything else for the littlies?
For the littlies, we've got a whakairo carving trail coming up. So that's going to take you right around the museum and into our Matatoki exhibition and kind of get you drawing your own carvings and writing little stories and stuff like that. And that's one that big kids and little kids can enjoy.
So do you have a holiday program here?
We've got drop-in Christmas crafts every weekend from now on, and that's from 10 till 3, and it's free for everybody, and we'll be doing a different craft every weekend.
Wow. So, I don't want to get you in trouble here, but do parents need to accompany their children?
Yes, they do. They do.
All right, because otherwise you could be babysitting
Rotorua
while Mum does the Christmas shopping.
I have to say, though, 9 times out of 10, the parents come and they end up making stuff as well. So we're going to be doing decorations that you can put on your tree at home.
And you know what? As a mum, I love getting things that my children have made more than what they've bought.
Exactly. And we can even set you up and take the materials home if you don't quite finish them, which sometimes happens when people are a perfectionist.
Oh, you just got that Christmas spirit all over, don't you? Okay, so finally, anything else we need to know about, and how can we get in touch?
Basically, if you want to get in touch, you can just call me here at the museum, Naomi, and my direct dial is 3518055. There you go. I did. I don't often ring myself. Or you can pop onto our website. We have all our event listings on there, and just remember that they are all free, other than the choir, which we would love your donations for the Wairiki Women's Refuge.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time. Good luck with handing out all of those Christmas presents.
Thank you.
And can we encourage anybody that has some extra toys this Christmas, any little people that have some extra toys, any big people that have extra money, if you would like to share some around, that would make a lot of people very happy. And what a beautiful cause, the Women's Refuge. Kia ora.
Well, for the last couple of weeks down here at Animates on Lake Road, they've been running their fundraiser for the SPCA called the Giving Tree campaign. And with me today is Kevin Nichols from Animates. Thanks for joining us today, Kevin.
No problem.
Now, this is the annual appeal, all about raising money for the SPCA. So how's it been going so far this year?
Oh, fantastic. This year, we only opened last year on the 28th of November.
I remember that day, a lot of people were here.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. But in the first 2 weeks of this year's Giving Tree, we've absolutely blitzed what we did previous year for the first 2 weeks, which is fantastic. Not just for us as a store, but obviously the SPCA who benefits from this.
Yeah. Now, last year you raised $46,000, so are you going to try and beat that this year?
As a company, not as this store, we've done 46, yeah. I mean, our target as a company is to do 50,000. And I think we have every opportunity of doing that, looking at the first 2 weeks' donations that customers have actually given. And I think people are willing to give to the SPCA because we've got animal lovers coming into our store, and for them to be able to do their bit to help the SPCA, I think is fantastic. And I have no doubt in my mind we'll actually get that 50,000.
Awesome. Now, obviously you've got to have a good relationship with the SPCA because, like you said, they do an awesome job in our community. So how close is that relationship?
It's extremely close with regards to Animates as a business and SPCA as a company or as a charity. Not only do we have the SPCA Giving Tree, we house some of the pets throughout the company, and we adopt them out to loving homes. I mean, at current we've saved, as a company, puppies and kittens, 5,593. Wow. And that again, that's 5,993 animals that could be elsewhere, and we know that we've housed them. We have stringent guidelines in people who can take pets and adopt them. So we know that they're going to a loving home.
So you actually screen the owners?
We do, yes, yes.
Yeah, so what sort of things are you looking for? Obviously they've got to have a friendly home.
Yes.
That's a given.
It's not, when it comes to adoption of pets, it's not about selling the pet. It has nothing to do with that side. People come in looking for a puppy or a kitten, whatever they're actually looking for. We talk them through the necessities they need to have for that puppy and kitten, and for them to go away and think about it and whether it's the right time for them to actually adopt one. Because you find at Christmas time, it's easy to get excited with puppies and kittens and then it not be the best plan after Christmas. So we ensure that they go to a loving home and they are going to be a family member for life.
So if someone comes to you and wants to get a cat, for instance, does it get microchipped or anything like that? Does it, or is it you just give them a cat?
No, not at all. We want them to adopt a kitten or a puppy and know that the puppy or kitten is going to be safe. And microchipping is one way of doing that. All of our kittens that we get here in SPCA are microchipped. They're also desexed and they're vaccinated up to the point in their age. And fleed and wormed, of course.
So how many have you got in house today?
We've only got the 2 kittens at the moment, brother and sister.
So would you prefer those 2 to go together?
Ideally, that's what we try and do when they're siblings, because they have been together. It's not always the case. They do get adopted separately, and it's sad for us because they become part of our family while they're here in store.
So you get quite attached to them?
We do. There's been a few tears. I won't say it was me, but there's been a few tears in stores when we've had long-term residents, shall we say, within the store, and it does get a little bit sad, but at the end of the day we know they're going to a loving home, and we've had customers come back in with their pets that they've adopted from us and show them how they've grown and how they go, and it's lovely. It's lovely to see that they're able to do that, and they want to do that. So
as a manager, then that must be a real satisfying part of your job, when you see customers come back and say, hey, this is our dog or cat that we've had now for a couple of years thanks to you guys. That must be pretty satisfying.
Oh, it's amazing, and at the end of the day, it's knowing that we've created that environment in their home, a loving pet, which I've said to you it's a family member. It's not just a pet, and that's what we're big on. That they're not just adopting a pet; they're adopting a family member, and they're treated as family members. And that's that's what we try and provide for the customers. So
now I can see right behind us is the big Christmas tree. Now, if your customers come in, how do they donate? Do they just go to the counter, or do they buy something and add some cash to the end total?
It's a number of ways they can do it. They can just come in and donate. It is advertised locally. So they can come in and make donations. The denominations are $3, $5 or $10. But in saying that, if they've spent, say for example, $44.20, we can just round it up to $45. Any donation is going to help, no matter how little or how big. So they can do it that way, and when they do make a purchase with us, we ask them at the counter, would they like to donate to the SPCA and give them the options.
Most people are pretty willing?
Oh, I would say 95% people are willing to do it. As I say, people are in here because they love their pets, and it's their way of doing their little bit, especially at this time of year.
So when does the Giving Tree campaign finish, Kevin?
On the 24th of December, so Christmas Eve.
So not too far away.
3 weeks. Sorry. Oh my God, yeah, 3 weeks.
Yeah. So final question before we get away, what are you up to for Christmas? Are you heading away?
Yes, I'm personally going up to the Coromandel. My father-in-law's got a batch up there. We're going to Rotorua.
Nice.
So my 2 young boys, my wife, will be heading up there. They're heading up before. I'll head up after Christmas Eve when we finish, and I'm up there for 3 days, and then back to it again.
Righty, nice one. Appreciate your time. Thank you, Kevin.
No problem. Thank you.
That was Kevin Nichols, manager of Animate Rotorua, talking to Alan Solomon. And where are you heading for Christmas? Why not give us a call and let us know, or better still, upload your Christmas pictures to our website or Facebook, some shopping dramas or the kids just having fun, and we'll put them on the air. Email news@tvrotorua.co.nz or go to our website tvrotorua.co.nz. Thanks for watching tonight. From all the team here at City News, we hope you have a great night.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
City News was brought to you by East Brewster Lawyers Rotorua, celebrating 100 years of legal excellence and innovation.